Greetings, excuse me. Greetings one and all, my name is Lancer and welcome back once again to another one-off anime review. This week we're covering a romance one of my favorite genres to cover and watch here on the channel. This is one that, is there a point in me saying this, because I say this every time. It's been on my list for a long time, but I finally gotten around to watching it. Because let's be fair, at this point every anime in existence is on my list, and I will get to it at some point. And if I don't get to it, well, I'm probably dead. But this is one that I kept kind of forgetting about, but then like clips would keep popping up on like Instagram or whatever, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that is a thing. And that is the show Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. Now, I'm gonna be honest, it's been a little bit since I finished this show. You know, I've let it stew for a little while. I'm trying to do that a lot more with shows rather than just jumping right into reviewing them as soon as I'm done. With this one, I don't know how to really talk about it. Not in a sense of like, oh, it hit me so hard that I'm just like so emotionally struck by it. It was good, but it's just like, this is probably gonna be a short review. I mean, before we get into all that, I'll just... What's the plot? God damn it. Okay, little fourth wall breaking thing here. Just to sort of help me keep track with what I'm talking about, I usually have some stuff I've written down, you know, sort of a script, I guess, but more just like bullet points of the plot to keep track of, to talk about. For this one, I just have the Wikipedia page open, and I shit you not, the breakdown of the plot. The main characters are Narumi, an office-working woman who hides her Fujoshi lifestyle, and Hirotaka, a handsome and capable company man who is a game otaku. The two seem perfect for each other, but love is difficult for otaku. That's the plot. And I mean, it's pretty much accurate. That is the plot. Of course, I am only talking about the anime. I know that the manga has more. I assume it has more, because on here it says that the manga went from 2014 to 2021, so it ended fairly recently. But the anime only had one season run from April 2018 to June 2018, and there has been some other OVA stuff, yes, which I will talk about. But yeah, pretty much the story is about this girl named Narumi, and she gets work at this new company because she left her previous company for reasons that we'll get into. And as she's getting shown around the place by her senpai, Koyanagi, she bumps into this guy named Hirotaka, who she immediately is just like, wait a minute, I remember you from school. You're an old friend. And then he immediately asks her just like, hey, so how was that Comiket last year? I didn't get to go. Pretty much exposing that she's an otaku. And over the course of the first episode, it's revealed that both her and him are otakus in their different way. Koyanagi, her senpai, the green-haired girl, and their boss, their manager, Kabukara, a guy with the orange hair, they're all otakus. And pretty much the fun back and forth and story of this show is the two couples of Narumi and Hirotaka and Koyanagi and Kabakura. The end of the first episode ends with Narumi being like, yeah, there's no guy alive who would ever, you know, date me for who I really am, you know, being an otaku. And then Hirotaka just shoots his shot being like, then why don't you give me a try or something? Because I thought this was gonna be some show where it's like, yeah, Koyanagi and Kabakura, they're together because their whole story is one that's actually pretty heartwarming, which I'll get to in a second. But Narumi and Hirotaka's was gonna be one that spanned maybe the whole first season and then we get like an ending. But no, they're together and it's pretty much just the antics they get up to. Now, praises. I like that. In terms of the relationship fluff and bluff, we just get right into it because these characters are adults, so we're not really dealing with the high school antics of will they, won't they. We're just jumping right into the relationship side, which allowed for a lot of real and raw feeling relationship and romance moments, which I respect a lot because it, you know, made it feel like something real. You know, a lot of Narumi and Hirotaka's moments, you know, are reminiscent of someone, because, you know, Narumi and Hirotaka have a lot of moments that are reminiscent of a couple in their honeymoon phase of a relationship. I mean, more than just the honeymoon phase, it's more like that initial awkward phase as well, where it's just like, you're together now, but how do we go about like interacting in the world now that we're a couple? And it's interesting. Now, I assume the manga of this goes farther, and there's stuff later in the anime that I would say proves that. The place where the anime of this ends, yeah, they're together and they have some fun moments, but there's never like a strong moment of just like, yes, power couple. It's more Koyanagi and Kabakura who have those moments because their relationship is fucking weird, but I also mess with it a lot. I really like it because they're both pretty much two insane, I don't want to call them bakugos, but their relationship on the outside when people are watching is them screaming at each other constantly, but then when they're alone most of the time are just like kind of chilling. The best part about their relationship was the fact we actually got to see like in the OVA stuff in one of the episodes, like the backstory of that. And there's a part of me that was just like, I feel like I could have watched a whole anime of just that. Not a long one, like maybe just like a short 10 to 12 episode one. The other relationship that I found myself being more intrigued with was Naoya, who is Hirotaka's younger brother, and Ko, the reverse trap. Now, if you're not familiar with the term reverse trap, well, first you kind of have to be familiar with the term trap, which if you're watching this video and you're familiar with anime, you know what it is, but I guess for those slightly unknown, a trap is a person who looks like a girl, but is actually a boy. Average anime con goers. And so a reverse trap is someone who looks like a boy, it's actually a girl. I like that. Saying. I liked it just because in this, Naoya is a very bright, eccentric, cheery character, and Ko is a very, as this says here, an I'm sorry, socially anxious character. But it takes a good couple episodes before Naoya even realizes that Ko is a girl, and it's like a big like reveal thing, obviously, because it's like, oh, I've been treating you like a guy this whole time. And it's a sweet relationship. I like it just because, at least where the anime ends for it, it kind of ends at a point where they kind of tease the idea, just like, what if we were together, blah blah blah, but it's like, oh no, but actually like friends first, right? Yes, friends. So it like stirs in both their minds, just like, what if, you know? So it felt real in that way. And it kind of ends with Naoya like thinking more about that, because obviously Ko definitely likes Naoya more that way, but Naoya, he's just starting to think just like, okay, this might be able to go somewhere. And now I'm gonna jump forward way to the end, so spoilers. The way this ends, it's a collage, and I don't like that. I get like where like the OVAs that took place after were just like, we don't know if we're gonna do more ever, so here's just a quick collage of what the future could hold, you know? It shows Narumi and Hirotaka like going out on dates, they go on like a beach trip together. It shows Naoya and Ko like holding hands in a scene, so it's like, so we're going more towards that. And then the big one was Koyanagi and Kabakura. It shows them getting married, which, I mean, you figured, yeah, that's gonna happen. It's like, I wish I could have seen it in the story. I get, read the manga, dumbass, but I'm an anime kid at the end of the day, so I'm gonna watch it this way first. It was just weird. Like, I don't like when anime do that. I get, like, you don't know if there's ever gonna be more, so you might as well just, like, yeah, happy ending, blah, 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 goodbye, just in case. But I don't know. It's the whole reason I fucking hate the anime adaptation of The World God Only Knows. I mean, I don't hate it, I just hate how season 2 bridges into season 3. Either way, going back to praises, one of the biggest praises for this, absolutely, I can give is the voice acting, specifically the voice of Narumi, because she absolutely had the most lines and scenes that had me cracking up, because she just had like that cat-like voice, I guess. She had that cutesy, just outward portrayal, just like, oh yes, have a nice day, thank you very much, blah blah blah, and then like when she's in her otaku mode, she's just like, I will fucking murder you. Overall, it's a very fun show, I will say. Romantic comedy, absolutely. Leans more comedy, I would say, than romance, but like, you know, you can't really have one without the other with this show. The weirdest thing though is when you go from the first season and then into the OVAs, which take place after, because the OVA like gets a whole new like art style, and so I could sort of see that was like, were they intending to do a season 2, but someone along the pipeline was just like, oh no, you just get OVAs, like we can't do a season 2, so they're just like, well fuck, we're doing a whole new series style. I don't know, it was kind of cool to look at. It was very jarring though. I prefer definitely the season 1 look of things, just because the OVA style was a little too like polishy kind of looking, but more moe look, I guess. Either way, it was still really fun. So what would I give Wotakoi in terms of a score? I'd say it's a simple 8 out of 10. There was a part of me that was like 10 out of 10, but I was like, I mean, there's a couple things you just, you know, like how it just sort of ends and rushes it. Again, I get anime, but again, the art style is really good. The character designs are very distinct, and I really like it. Even though it really just comes down to colors, it's like one's blue, one's pink, one's green, one's orange. I still liked the way they looked, and it's a very distinct style, and I'll remember it for that. Either way, this was my quick review of Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. Another series that I've been meaning to watch for a long time. Finally, in the books, under the belt. And let me know if you have watched this series and what you think of it down in the comments below. And join me for many other videos of the sort, be they reactions, gameplay, or anything else of the sort coming up soon. So until next time, I'm Lancer. Thanks for watching.